What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. Thank you, as ever, for stopping by. I genuinely do appreciate it. So, we are a little over 24 hours away from the Sunderland game at Ellen Road, Monday night, under the lights. Very excited, very nervous, very, what's going to happen kind of thing going on with me. So, I haven't done a preview for a little while, so I figured that what I would do is just a general sort of preview and just sort of look into it in terms of where we are and everything. So, looking at two teams in terms of probable lineups and everything, we do a 4-2-3-1. Sunderland also do a 4-2-3-1 as well. The likelihood of our lineup, I think, is going to be Firpo, Melier definitely in goal, Firpo left back, either Struijk or Ampadu centre back, Rodon, Bogle, Tanaka, Rothwell, could even be Tanaka, Ampadu, and then we'll have a combination of Solomon, Aronson and James with Pirou up top. We know that's how that's going to be. So from a Sunderland point of view, and again, I could be completely wrong on this, but I'm just looking at sort of the information that I've got to hand already. So it'd be Patterson in goal, Hume right back, O'Neill right centre back, Metham, left centre back, Sirkin, I think that's how you pronounce it, as left back, and then Neil and Bellingham in the centre of midfield, and then Roberts right forward, Rigg number 10 role, and lufc, in the left wing role, and Isidore up front. So, looking at this overall goals, we've scored 50 goals so far this season. Sunderland has scored 31. Our average player ratings are 7. Sunderland's are 6.9. Age-wise, there's not much to do within that overall. When you look at players that are potentially going to be missing for the game itself, so obviously we've got Bamford out and we've got Wober out. So we've got the two players that we've got there that are out that we know about, we're aware of. Wober won't play for Leeds again, as far as I'm concerned. He's gone in the summer. Bamford, he's had a little bit of a setback, we believe. So, looking at Sunderland, in terms of definitely out, we've got Huggins, Watson, Elise, Dans. They're all definitely out. I think Dans and Huggins, I'm probably butchering his name, sorry. It's weird when I hear a name in my head and then say it and it comes out completely wrong. So I apologise if any Sunderland fans are watching this. They're all definitely out. But like I said, Dans and Huggins, however you want to pronounce it, they're long term. So then you've got doubtful of Mundle, and Brown in terms of overall. So from a team news point of view, just looking at this, so Lebris may make just one change here with Chris Metham replacing Dan Bollard at the back. Chris Rigg picked up a knock during the win against Luton, but the Sunderland boss expects him to shake that off in time to face Leeds. And then centre-back Jensen Seelt returned to the bench against Luton after a lengthy spell on the sidelines. Now, when you look at it in terms of from a top player's point of view, so ours in terms of currently Solomon, James and Bogle, this is in terms of ratings, and then you've got Hume, Bellingham and Kirkin. Excuse me, God, wind. Goals-wise, Isidore's on 11, Bellingham's on 4, Mundle's on 4. For us, Pirou, 14, Dan James, 10, Aronson's on 8, and there's a host of other players that are there that are on quite a substantial number of goals at the same time as well. Assist-wise, they've got Roberts on 5, Hume on 5, Mayenda on 5 as well, and then we've got Firpo on 7, Solomon on 7, and Pirou on 6. So it's quite even when you look at it overall. The betting prediction, or the statistical betting prediction, is a 2-1 win for Leeds at home. It's going to be an interesting game to see how it goes. We know how the fortune favours us in terms of when we play first or when we score first, and how that generally tends to work. Overall, when you look at it from statistical wise, so from Sunderland's point of view, very strong at counter-attacks, very strong at coming back from losing positions, and they're very strong at creating scoring chances. Strong at creating chances through individual skill, strong from direct free kicks. They're strong at finishing chances, and they're strong at defending set pieces. They're weak at aerial duels and weak at defending long shots. In terms of their style of play, take a lot of shots, through balls often, control the game in the opposition's half, attacking down the left. From a defensive point of view, opponents play aggressively against them, and they have a consistent first team 11 overall. So when you look at Leeds, we're very, very strong at finishing scoring chances, very, very strong at counter-attacks, very, very strong at creating chances using through balls, very strong at creating chances through individual skill, very strong at creating scoring chances. We're very, very strong at defending set pieces, strong at attacking down the wings, strong at creating long shot opportunities, and strong at protecting the lead overall. In terms of our weaknesses, apparently we're weak at aerial duels, but we're very, very weak at avoiding the offside. Our style of play, short passes, through balls often, control the game in the opposition's half, possession football, attacking through the middle, attacking down the left. We have a consistent first 11 now. We have done for a little while. We're non-aggressive, but opponents do generally tend to play aggressively against us. It's that kind of Preston style of leave your mark on the player. I've got to be honest and say that this is shaping up to be an absolutely standout game in the Championship for us, and also as well for, you know, people that are, you know, the neutral that are going to be watching the game. This is a real opportunity for us, because things that you need to think about or consider from this is, if we draw, we'll go top on goal difference. If we win, we go 2 points above Sheffield United. The big thing for me, and I've said this before, winning the Championship is a bonus. It's an absolute bonus. The important thing for me is now the distance that we put on third. Burnley getting their 14th draw, 0-0 draw of the season, or however many 0-0 draws that is now. That now gives us a 4-point gap currently to Burnley overall. If we win, that puts a 7-point gap between us and third. And that's the real key outlier for me. That's what people need to be paying attention to. That's what they need to be thinking about. What that will also do as well is that will then put a 10-point gap between us and Sunderland. So this is what I mean when I say that this game is absolutely massive for us overall, in terms of what the potential is and how it's looking overall, in terms of how we could shape up when the game's finished 10 p.m. on Monday night. So Sunderland's last 6 games, they've drawn 1, and won. Our last 6 games, 1-1, drawn. I'll talk about that game. 1-1-1. So it's 4 wins and 1 draw, 3 wins and 3 draws for 5 wins and 5 wins and a draw, and 3 wins and 3 draws for Sunderland overall. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really exciting game. It's going to be interesting. If Sunderland have to win this game, no ifs, ands and buts about it. If they've got any thought about getting into the top 2, they're going to have to win this game. So they're going to have to come at us. That then plays into our hands a little bit, I think it's fair to say, because we like teams that attack us. However, I don't know whether or not it's going to be a bit of a chess match. I don't know whether or not it's going to be a little bit of a attritional game. But be prepared to be stressed for the entire 90 minutes. I think that's probably a fair comment to make. Our home form is imperious at the moment. I hope it continues. I could potentially see a 2-1. I could potentially see a 2-0 to Leeds. You'll kind of get probably a feeling for the game overall within the first sort of 20 minutes in terms of how it's going to go and how we're going to play overall. So, yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick preview for the game. That's going to do it for this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please don't forget to click the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Comments that you want to make, feel free. Leave them on the comment section down below. And, yeah, take care of each other. Most importantly, take care of yourself. And I will see you, hopefully, Monday night with us back at the top of the table. Take care.